Now that's the lead. I'd rather be a nerd. I feel like Zuckerberg. I feel like Zuckerberg. I'd rather read. I'd rather be a nerd. I feel like Zuckerberg. Hey, welcome back to Dr. Thinkenshine's neighborhood. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you visiting the Dr. Thinkenshine channel. I truly appreciate every like, every share, and every subscription. So thank you from Dr. Thinkenshine and friends. So if there's anyone out there who's celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday from Dr. Thinkenshine and friends. And you can go on over to our kids channel, Dr. Thinkenshine Goes to School, and see a video where we read The Birthday DJ by Dr. Thinkenshine, and we even have a cake. So if you're in the house during Corona, I pray you'll stay safe and you can still celebrate your birthday with Dr. Thinkenshine and friends over on our new channel, Dr. Thinkenshine Goes to School. So let's put on our Governess Goggles today, and as you know, that's when I put on my social scientist hat. The Governess Goggles is where we make observations. There's no judgment, just looking and listening and learning. So let's look at the Real Housewives of Potomac. Just a few things from the most recent episodes. First, I want to thank Ashley and Wendy for being such great breastfeeders. Our children need breast milk. Dr. Thinkenshine believes cow's milk is for cows and breast milk is for babies and other children. I mean, it's supply and demand. And if I had to do it over again, I probably would have frozen some of my breast milk in ice cube trays and wrapped them up. You can use them later to help, like say if you have a minor burn or something, or a little rash, or if one of the other kids, I like the way Wendy was giving her older two children, Cruz and Carter, drops in a droplet of breast milk. And it's sweet, it tastes good. I mean, as long as the mom's not using drugs or drinking alcohol, then the breast milk is fine. Eating a good diet, prenatal vitamins, even after you have the baby, you can take prenatal vitamins. But Dr. Thinkenshine has a section in Occupy Your Mind with Dr. Thinkenshine. It's an alphabetized discussion guide for young people and those who love them. And just so happy to see these young women breastfeeding on television. Some people say, "Oh, no, that's my man's breast. No, that's nasty." Milk out of a can is nasty. Okay. And as I said, Governess Goggles is not making judgments, but that was a judgment. So proud of you two for breastfeeding. Keep that up. And then I want to recommend some ear protection, some baby ear muffs for baby Dean. Some baby ear muffs for baby Dean. These are for 3 months to 2 years. They have different sizes for different ages. But on 2 of the episodes, see, children have the same feelings we have. They just don't have the experience or the vocabulary but they have the same feelings. So Dean might not have known what people were saying, but just imagine how he felt when all the women met at Karen's house when they were discussing the fight between Monique and Candace. And Wendy was got really loud when she was right next to baby Dean. I recommend the earmuffs. Then there was another instance at Monique's lake house where Wendy and Ashley were yelling about Dean coming. And I can understand that because I'm an attachment parent. I was an attachment parent when our son was young. And I see Ashley's into attachment parenting, which I think is great. The breast milk, they're comfortable. They have your smell. It's supply and demand. The breast milk's right there. They don't need the bottle. They never throw up. They never sick. I mean, it's great. They're right there. They can hear your heart beating. If you have them on your back, I used to do yard work with my son on my back. And but what I do recommend, when Wendy and Ashley were yelling about Dean coming to the girls' weekend, that was really loud. And poor Robin was carrying baby Dean out. But that's traumatic for a child. So I recommend ear muffs for baby Dean. Then I want to talk about Wendy's 4 degrees. There's been a lot said on the show and in the blogs about it. Let me say, Dr. Wendy Osefo, congratulations. You earned your stripes, okay? I know how hard it is. I was reared on the Hampton, the first 9 years of my life, 8 or 9 years of my life, I lived on the campus of Hampton University. And so college for me, when my dad was the dean of admissions and registrar for many years, he worked at Hampton for 30 years. So for me, college was like a natural progression in life. But after Hampton, I earned 3 degrees at Harvard, 2 masters, a Master of Divinity, which is a professional degree for ministry. That takes 3 years. It's like a Juris Doctorate. It's a professional degree for ministry. JD is a professional degree for lawyers. Now, Wendy earned 2 masters, an undergraduate degree, and a doctorate. That's 4 degrees. I understand. I particularly understand Wendy because as Peaches, and I use the word Peaches because in my book, Peaches, Womanist Thoughts on Finding Peace, Overcoming Peril and Tapping Power. And you can see the whole video book over on my YouTube channel, Dr. Judy Online. I read the book to you online on my YouTube channel. But what I want to say to you as Peaches, Shirley Chisholm said, America is not a melting pot. It is a salad bowl. So if America is an archetypal salad, then as black women, we're neither the lettuce, the cucumbers, the tomatoes, nor the onions. We're so marginalized, we're the peaches. So we can be added to a typical salad, or we're good all by ourselves. So Peaches is about marginalization of women. And I know Wendy understands that because she does that. It talks about that when she's doing her political commentary. I also heard her talk about it at Wine with Wendy. Those are some great topics. I just appreciate your ministry, Wendy. You're doing a great job talking about bringing up these topics. And I know how frustrating it is. But somebody say, that was stupid. You were like, I have 4 degrees. It's not stupid. I know what you had to go through. The racism, the sexism, of course, gender bias and sexism are the same thing. The classism. See, you come from immigrants. I come from the slave ship. My dad's from Jamestown. So we're still marginal. And I understand. And the academy is very, very suspect sometimes, or distrustful of black women, or women, blacks, period, and women. I remember when I was working on my doctorate at Harvard, and I was in the secretary's office who had left, administrative assistant's office who had left, and I was putting my calendar back in my briefcase. And David Keekley, who was a professor there, he was teaching at Harvard Law School and the Graduate School of Education. I was taking his negotiations class, and I wanted to meet with him. And when I was putting my calendar in my briefcase, he said, are you stealing? And he didn't say it. He said it as a matter of fact. Well, a black woman's in the office by herself, she must be stealing. So, Wendy, I understand. When you say, I have 4 degrees, I know what you had to go through, the appointments, the long nights, the financial challenges. Okay, so when she says she has 4 degrees, I also think it's something in there too, and I mention it in my book, Peaches, about colorism. Because I don't know if Ashley or Karen, I don't think Karen, I think Ashley and Karen are non-degreed. But here is Wendy with 4 degrees. And I remember when Wendy was at Karen's house talking about the fight between Monique and Candace. She said, I've been called ugly. People have talked about my kids. And so all this is coming up. And there's a lot of colorism, even among black women. They had the brown paper bag test. If you're lighter than a brown paper bag, you can be in this sorority. If you're darker than a brown paper bag, you got to be in that sorority. Just old things that come from, and I talk about it in Peaches, but also in the P15 Pass book, America's Passport for Unity. I read the entire book also on Dr. Judy Online on my other YouTube channel. You can just turn the channel and hear the whole book. But I talk about the way Willie Lynch taught the slave masters to keep us divided. He said, and if you do this, this separation will perpetuate itself for hundreds and thousands of years. The old against the young, the light skin against the dark skin, the degreed against the non-degreed, or the house Negro against the field Negro, ... And that was playing out. So I can understand the way Wendy was so agitated, because I know Wendy told Karen at the argument at Wine with Wendy, after Wine with Wendy, she was like, you know, well, you have 4 degrees, and yeah, you have 4 degrees. She said, yeah, and you don't have now. That's what Wendy told her. And she doesn't. So here's the light-skinned woman who married an older man, an older dark-skinned man, at his trophy, as the way the world might see it. And here's a dark-skinned black woman who came, who was an immigrant, who worked her way up and earned a terminal degree. And she was like, only 2% of people have a PhD. And just, you know, the PhD, the THD, the EDD, those are terminal degrees, not professional degrees. So I understand she had to do original research. And now she's teaching. She's an associate professor at Johns Hopkins, which is a very prestigious school. She's teaching other doctoral students. So she's helping the next generation. So I'm just saying that it was hard work. Sexism, racism, classism, colorism, and all that she had to overcome. So nothing's ever about what it's about. So her feelings were being stirred up because she knows what she had to sacrifice. Just like when I was in school. I went to school for 25 consecutive years, including summers. Because some courses that were hard for me, like maybe Spanish or history or some other language, I might have taken it during the summer where I didn't have so much, or math, where I had to tutor also. I might have taken it during the summer where I had extra time to spend on it. So, Wendy, congratulations. And I'm thankful that you have those 4 degrees. I'm proud of you, and I like the way that you bring us from margin to center. And Wendy, you're my soror. I'm proud of you. Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. Thank you, Jesus. So, speaking of Wendy, let me say something about Wendy's future. There have been several episodes where Wendy's trying to decide whether she should, since her maternity leave is over, beautiful baby, congratulations. Since her maternity leave is over, should she continue to teach at Johns Hopkins, or should she just focus on her family and her political commentary? Well, I can say this. In Peaches, I introduced a theory called BTA, Bowman's Theory of Advancement. And there, I juxtapose BTA with Maslow's hierarchy. In Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you kind of have a triangle where people are going up from their base needs: food, shelter, water, safety, sex, then self-actualization, you know, on up that way. BTA realizes that we can do things simultaneously. So, for example, Wendy can breastfeed her baby, stay at home, breastfeed her baby, do the political commentating from home, now that we're in this pandemic, and then go grade some papers. Maybe she will go from teaching 3 or 4 classes to just 1 class a semester. So that way she can still keep her foot in the pond where she's influencing other future generations of doctoral students, and at the same time doing things. So it's simultaneity. BTA says that you don't have to wait until all this is done before you self-actualize. Similarly, if there's a young woman watching in a homeless shelter right now, I just want you to know that you can go to school online on your phone while you're in the shelter. You don't have to wait till you have housing before you can self-actualize. But check that out in Peaches. And again, even if you don't purchase the book, it's Peaches, Womanist Thoughts on Finding Peace, Overcoming Peril and Tapping Power. I have the complete video book on YouTube, Dr. Judi Online, Judi Online. And you'll see on the back I have a picture with 2 of my mentors, Rosa Parks and Shirley Chisholm. And I really count you as a role model, Wendy. So keep up the good work. And in your future, let's get back to Wendy's future. She told her sister, I don't want to tell mom because as immigrants, you know, if you're, and told her, she had a chat with her husband and another one with her sister. And she's saying, you know, her mom is, since she has a doctorate and her sister's a surgeon, that's her badge of honor. And in her culture, she said you could be a doctor or a lawyer, and she's done that. She has her PhD. So the thing about it is, I know we want to please our parents, and we want to honor our parents. The thing I would suggest, and that I wish I had done as a young woman growing up, is with any decision that we make, and I'm not sure of Wendy's religious affiliation, but I'm sure she prays, because AKAs pray, ski-wee. I want to say that Proverbs 3:5 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. So ask God, should I go to school? Should I stay at Johns Hopkins? It's supply and demand. Should I breastfeed? Somebody say, oh, he's too big to be drinking breast milk. It's supply and demand. I think it's great she's giving her 2 older boys breast milk because that helps boost their immune system. They'll never be sick. They'll be more intelligent. It's just great all the way around. So ask God about your future and what to do, because anything that God gives you to do, he will give you what's necessary to do. Because Philippians 4:19 says, God shall supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory in Christ Jesus. And his riches and glory are limitless. So whatever you need to do what you need to do, Wendy, he will do it. He will give it to you. If you ask God, he'll give it to you. So, you have a great future, and I'll be watching you and praying for you on the sidelines. Thank you for representing those of us who are marginalized. Thank you for representing those of us who are peaches in a salad bowl. Peach power. Power to the peaches. Then I'd like to congratulate Gizelle on her literary award. Her literary award. She's another one of my sorors, and I'm proud of her literary award. And called My Word. And also congratulations to your 3 girls on their new restaurant. What a blessing. That's awesome. Good job. And if you have a book inside of you, 81% of people want to write a book. And only 1% of the people actually get around to writing it. But if you have a book inside of you, come on over to Write Your Book This Year. You know that's Kennedy. You saw Kennedy on an earlier video. Write Your Book This Year. You can go to Facebook, Write Your Book This Year 2020. And you can go to Dr. Judi Online, my other YouTube channel, JUDI Online, for the 20 tutorials on how to write your book this year. So, thank you for joining us for this segment of Dr. Thinkenshine's Neighborhood. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a stinking thumbs down. Please share this video. Hope you will subscribe. And if you have children, please subscribe to Dr. Thinkenshine Goes to School right here on YouTube. In the meantime, the Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, be gracious unto you, and give you peace, power, and love. More love. Boost.
An entrepreneurial culture thrives when it is easy
Okay,
to
Kennedy, we're coming.
Facebook wasn't the first thing I learned. I learned chat systems, games, studies.
I hear you too, Holly.
J.K. Rowling got rejected 12 times.
Stay safe and God bless you.
Published Harry Potter.
And don't forget the earmuffs. Catch me on in Boston, baby, you're my darling, yeah. But as for me, I'd rather be a nerd. I feel like Zuckerberg.